What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Raven. Happy to be of service here. In this video, I'm addressing a comment that came through one of my YouTube videos, actually one of my Jupiter videos. And the comment was asking a question that they have, this person has Saturn, their sun placement, Mercury and Venus all sitting in their 7th house of Cancer. The 7th house is ruled by Cancer. It has these 4 planets in 7th house. And so, one, it is challenging to give an accurate assessment, to do real justice with just a question like that. But I'm going to do my best to give some guidance to further this seeker's journey with astrology. So one, we gotta look at, okay, so we're asking about all these planets, the stellium sitting in our Cancer house, the house that's ruled by Cancer. So we gotta look at the ruler of Cancer, which is the moon. The moon rules Cancer. And so wherever the moon is sitting in your astrological chart, that's going to dictate a lot of the scenarios that's going to be playing out with this 7th house Cancer situation. And like with the sun, also you got Saturn, Mercury, Venus. This is like main focal points for somebody. And so my best answer to this was, okay, you got four major planets sitting in your 7th house of committed relationships, and this is the house of one-to-one relationships, where we actually have standards and expectations that we require people to live up to. It's not like it's the 11th house where it's like very humanitarian, unconditional love type of friendships. It's, hey, this is like, I'm gonna base my life around you type of relationships. And so, we got to get into all the nitty gritty and negotiate all the terms and conditions of this relationship. Are we even suitable to be in relationship together? Because the 7th house, you're setting up some real life relationships to fulfill some kind of purpose, right? And so we're not a good fit for everybody. And that's where we must know that we're compatible. You got to go through the trials and tribulations and the toils and the labors to be able to get this 7th house energy in check. So Saturn, let's just start with this. Saturn being in the 7th house, Saturn rules time, so it can cause delays wherever Saturn's sitting in your chart. We also have to recognize that Saturn also deals with constriction, contracts, which right there, Saturn is said to be exalted. It's the best place for Saturn to be, sitting in the 7th house. But whenever people look around their environment, these 7th house Saturn people, they're like, oh my gosh, everyone's got the relationships and all this and that, and why is it so difficult, all this stuff? And it's like, wherever Saturn is in our chart is literally, one, we assigned all the planets, which the planets are the professors. So we hired these professors to teach us specific curriculum. We placed them in our own university to teach us lessons that we needed. So we are in charge. Saturn is at home in Capricorn and Aquarius, but is exalted in Libra. And so it likes to be in that seventh house Libra territory where Libra things take place, the actual where, the container of Libra dynamics. So, and Saturn is about maturity. It's about integrity. It's about diligence and being thorough, not skipping any steps, because Saturn is here to teach us master life lessons. It's about mastery. So, seventh house energy with just having Saturn in there alone is, yeah, you're here to be like to master relationships. Not to mention that, you know, you got your sun, which is the major focal point for an individual, and their whole identity and vitality is based around their relationships. You know, you have Venus and Mercury in there, which will say Mercury is your mind, your intelligence, and your thinking, and then the communication of your thinking. And you know, wherever Mercury's sitting, that's going to show the predominant fixation of basically like the most dominant thoughts that we have throughout our life are going to be preoccupied with that area of life that our Mercury placement is sitting in. So you're going to be preoccupied with the seventh house Mercury by your relationships, this, that, weighing things out. Should I compromise? Wow, there's so much to this to unpack. Then Venus likes to be in the seventh house. Venus rules Libra and also Taurus. So, you know, to have Venus in the seventh is like, that's the good life for you. You know, like the relationships are your template for, you know, your ideal good life. The luxury life is, I got my partner, I got my relationship, I got my hubby, I got my wifey, I got, you know, that's the dynamic there. And so all this stuff going together, you have to look at also like there's a phenomenon that happens with Saturn where Saturn, because it deals with constriction, it can like strangle the other energies that are around it. So, you know, with the sun being there up against Saturn, well, that can be like your sense of self and your vitality can be like kind of like Saturn's got a chokehold on that area for you. And you know, it's kind of rough with these things. It causes, you know, it takes time for these things to develop and get you know, like real sustainable relationships on track for you. So you can basically expect with this seventh house Saturn things that this area of life is really going to come to sustainable fruition more like later in your life, more when you're in a matured state, matured age. And of course, you know, we're at the driver's seat. We're on the throne. So, you know, we're the creator of our experiences, and that astrology stuff just shows up the lessons that are in front of us. And yeah, like if you're a good student and you really practice the self-awareness and self-discovery, hey, you can fast track this process and quantum leap the stereotypical you know, outcomes that are generally prescribed for these type of dynamics. So it's like you're in charge still. Just, you know the landscape that you're walking type scenario. So yeah, I mean, there's so much more to reading a chart holistically than just obviously, you know, having a question about 4 planets in a specific house. I don't have the rest of the the picture, and I don't have the rest of the chart, the time of birth and everything. What are your north nodes? The north node, south node, Rahu, Ketu. That's going to be like any of the seventh house stuff, especially with it being a massive, like a solid stellium in the seventh house. Whatever is going on there is serving your purpose of getting into your uncharted territories of your consciousness, your pilgrimage journey towards your north node, your guiding north star. So all of that is there to support your north node journey. It's your magical contract, your karmic destiny and karmic contract for even the reasoning and desire you took on a body, the why you're even here. So with that being said, thanks for the question. And of course, this just leads to more questions, and that's really, that's the treasure of it. That's more questions. More questions bring us more fuel for the infinite journey that we are on. So hope this was insightful and enlightening to you. And feel free to ask any other questions. You can get in contact with me. Got my contact information and everything you need to know, and get in touch with me wherever this is relevant and the platforms I put it on. Again, my name is Raven. Happy to be of service, and have a great experience.